भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यास ततो जाय मुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदनोति सुहर्षताम्. So we are reading today, we are starting actually new chapter today, chapter number 17, which is entitled Victory of Hiranyaksha over all the directions of the universe. So we will read today text number 1. And so text number 1 is mostly about how the demigods were reacting when they were seeing all the bad omens. And they were all scared, actually fearful. And what they did after that. So that's what we are going to read in the verse number 1. So please repeat after me. I will read it 3 times, and then after that you can decide. Maitreya uvacha nisamyatma bhuva gitam karanam sankhyayochitaha tatah sarve vartanta त्रिदिवाय दिवोकसः निशम्यात्मा भुवा गीतं कारणं संख्ययोज्क्षितः ततः सर्वे न्यवर्तन्त त्रिदिवाय दिवोकसः निशम्यात्मा भुवा गीतं कारणं संख्ययोक्षितः ततः सर्वे न्यवर्तन्त त्रिदिवाय दिवोकसः. Please recite.
मैत्रेय उवाच भुवागीतं कारणं साङ्ख्ययोजितः तथा सर्वे न्यवर्तन्त त्रिदिवाय दिवौकश. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण. मैत्रेय उवाच निशम्यात्मा भुवागीतं कारणं संख्ययोजितः तथा सर्वे न्यवर्तन्त त्रिदिवाय दिवोकसः. हरे कृष्ण.
Anyone else want to recite?
मैत्रेय उवाच निशम्यात्मा भुवा गीतं कारणं साङ्ख्ययोजिता ततः सर्वन्यवर्तन्त त्रिदिवाय दिवौकशा.
All right, so let us read word to word translation. Maitreya, the sage Maitreya, Uvacha, said, Nisamya, upon hearing, Atma Bhuva, by Brahmaji, Geetam, explanation, Karanam, the cause, Sankhya, the fear, Ujjitaha, freed, Tatah, then, Sarve, all, Nivartanta, returned, Tridivaya, to the heavenly planets, Divokasah, the demigods who inhabit the higher planets. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Maitreya said, the demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were free from all fear upon hearing the cause of darkness explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. Thus, they all returned to their respective planets. purport. The demigods, who are denizens of higher planets, are also very much afraid of incidents such as the universe becoming dark, and so they consulted Brahma. This indicates that the quality of fear exists every living entity in the material world. The four principal activities of material existence are eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. The fear element exists also in the demigods. On every planet, even in the higher planetary system, including the moon and the sun, as well on this earth, the same principle of animal life exists. Otherwise, why are the demigods also afraid of the darkness? The difference between the demigods and ordinary human being is that the demigod approach authority, whereas the inhabitant of the earth defy the authority. If people would not approach the authority, then every adverse condition of this universe could be rectified. Arjuna was also disturbed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but he approached the authority, Krishna, and his problem was solved. The conclusive instruction of this incident is that we may be disturbed by some material condition, but if we approach the authority who can actually explain the matter, then our problem is solved. The demigods approached Brahma for the meaning of the disturbance, and after hearing from him, they were satisfied and returned home peacefully. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are starting today the new chapter, which is entitled The Victory of Hiranyaksha. So we finished yesterday we finished the last verse of the 16th chapter. So in the last chapter we read that the four Kumaras actually circumambulated the Supreme Lord, and then they went away from there. They departed the Vaikuntha Lok. And after that, the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he actually spoke to Jai and Vijay, and he said that please do not fear, don't get afraid. So, because this is all my plan, actually, I wanted this way, that's why those four Kumaras, the sages, came here on the first place, actually. Otherwise, they will not come at the gate of the Vaikuntha Lok. So it was Lord's plan, actually, because Lord wanted to fight, and he cannot fight with anybody else other than his pure devotees who live with him in the Vaikuntha Lok. So that was Lord's plan, because Lord also has this tendency to fight and everything. So all the tendency what a human being has, all the jiva souls has, they are all in the Supreme Lord. So that was Lord's plan. So he told Jai and Vijay that don't worry, you just go. And he also told Jai Vijay that this was told by Lakshmanji also, because she was very angry one time when she was going to her palace, and they stopped her because Lord Vishnu was sleeping. So that he said that this was all predestined for you, so don't worry, and you just go there. And he also told that when you will be in the material world, you still will remember me. Your mentality, of course, will be of a demon, because they will born as a demon. So their mentality will be demon, but they will remember Lord, Supreme Lord, all the time in anger, sleeping waking any time, they will be remembering him in anger. So, and Lord said that I will be very happy that you will be serving me and coming for the fighting with me in the material world. So unknown caller. So Lord said that, and after that, Lord told them that you will be experiencing really happiness inside within you, and after a short while, you will come back to Vishnu, Vaikuntha Lok again. So he said, just for little while you are going there. So after that, when Lord said that, they were happy, and then ultimately they fell down from Vaikuntha Lok, and they came to the material world in the womb of Diti. Diti was the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. So this is the story, pre-story before that. So actually, we can see here that only the devotee can satisfy the Lord. If one is not devotee, whatever pious activity he does or whatever good qualities he may have, but they are all not useful actually. So the useful is doing the devotional service. So that satisfies the Lord, and Lord get happy only by that. And that's why we are seeing here that his own devotee Jay and Vijay, they are giving him the pleasure of fighting with him. So what we are seeing here in this new chapter now, in this first verse, we are seeing that after Brahmaji, because everywhere once they went in the womb of Diti, there was all darkness and so many bad omens all around. And everybody was scared, not just in the Earth planet. They were all in upper planet system, lower planet system, everywhere. People were very, very much scared because it was all dark, gloomy, all rain, tornadoes, earthquakes, everywhere. There was bad. Everything was bad actually. Nothing was good. So, and all the different kind of sounds coming, trees were uprooting. So there were so many things which we are going to read in next few verses. So these things were going on. So everybody got scared, but those demigods on the upper planetary system, actually they all went to Brahmaji. So that is good quality. Demigods say, hey, because they are after all devotees, that's why they are in upper planetary systems. So after all, they are good people. So they all approached Brahmaji. So this is good quality that whenever we are in trouble, we should approach the authority. So Brahmaji told that to all the devatas that don't worry, the Supreme Lord himself is going to come and he will rescue them. So that's the way they said, don't worry. So after hearing this thing from Brahmaji, they actually gave up all the fear. They were relieved of all the fear and they departed to their respective places where they came from. So we are seeing here that this story is being told by Maitreya Muni, and that's what is the first word we read in this one, Maitreya Uvacha. So Maitreya Muni is telling this thing to Vidurji. So Vidurji is describing this thing, and in between, he started saying something else. As we know, we read already that in the 13th chapter of third canto, this canto, what we are reading in 13th chapter, he gave us little hint that what will be the fight of Hiranyaksha and Varahadev. So, and then Vidurji wanted to know more details, so he is starting this thing in this new chapter, 17th chapter. So in the 31st chapter of the 31st verse of the 13th chapter, actually, he said that Lord Varaha appeared on this earth with his tusks, and on the tusk he rescued the Mother Earth, which was taken by the Hiranyaksha to the bottom of the sea. And at that time, actually, Lord was very angry and he killed with his Sudarshan Chakra to Hiranyaksha. So Sudarshan Chakra was glowing like very bright, like thousands of sun. And Lord killed him like an lion kills the elephant. So this way, Lord was very angry and very furious. So Lord killed Hiranyaksha. So this was actually mentioned in 13th chapter, four chapters before. And now he's again starting the same thing, how he killed. So as we know, this Hiranyaksha, who he was son of Diti, and who was the father? Kashyap Muni. So actually, and the Diti was the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. So this Daksha Prajapati, as we know, Daksha Prajapati was born in the beginning, in the first Manvantar, which is Swayambhu Manu's Manvantar. And later on, when he was performing yajna at that time, and then he did all the yajna and everything, and the Lord of Shiva, he didn't invite Shiva and Sati, and then Satyavata burned herself in that yajna, and after that, the devotees or the persons in personal helpers of Lord Shiva, actually, they got very angry and they came and they actually killed so many people there, and they punished so many people, who were against Lord Shiva, and they chopped off the head of Daksha Prajapati, and they put the head of the goat there. So he was very ashamed. But even when Daksha Prajapati had the head of the goat, he still remembered his thing. So that's why this was the first, the brain transplant, whole face transplant actually. Whole thing was transplanted, upper part of the body. It was whole transplanted. That was first surgery, done by the devotees of Lord Shiva. But he was not happy. Daksha Prajapati was not happy because he died actually at that time. And then in the sixth Manvantar, which is also known as Chakshus Manvantar. So at that time, so this incident, what we are reading now, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, this is the sixth Manvantar, which is called Chakshus Manvantar. So also that period is called when Hiranyaksha was killed by Varaha. So that's why that Manvantar is called Neela Varaha period. So Diti also was so scared, once she heard from her husband Kashyap Muni that these will be very demoniac people, and whole earth will be frightened from them, and they will be really cruel people, do lot of bad things. So she was scared because they were conceived in very bad time, in the evening time. So that time is very unauspicious. So unauspicious time, when the child born, if they were conceived in unauspicious time, they will be all demoniac actually. That's why we see now at present time in the whole world, all over the world, so many demonic people are running here and there. Most of the people in this world are demoniac because nobody follows the Vedic injunctions, which we will be reading tomorrow. In the second verse, third verse, that's second verse. It is the reason why they were so demoniac. So we will read that tomorrow. So Diti was so scared and she was feeling ashamed that they will even bother the demigods and everybody in this material world. So she was ashamed and she kept them for 100 years in the womb. You can imagine, in that big gigantic demons, she was keeping them in her womb for 100 years. And after that, they came out. And once they came out, they made all havoc in all 14 bhuvans, 14 places, all the 14 different universes actually. So, and they So who was elder brother? So Kashyap Muni gave them name also, and he considered that Hiranyakashipu was elder because he was conceived first. Although Hiranyakashipu was born later, Hiranyaksha was born first. But the when you have the twins, the person who born first, he is conceived later. So that's why he is younger. But who is born later, conceived that's conceived first. So that way he is the elder brother. So Hiranyakashipu was elder and Hiranyaksha was younger. So that's the way we consider that way. So in this chapter, actually, when we read, we find that the demigods were very much afraid, scared. And we can see all the bad omens were spreading all through the universe, not just in one loka, all the lokas, 14 lokas. And they were so much afraid, so much scared, so much fearful. But in that fearful stage also, they didn't try to make the adjustment themselves. They approached authority. So they approached authority. They prayed that why this all darkness and all these things is going on. They asked Brahmaji, and Brahmaji was explaining them that the Supreme Lord plan is like that, and he said, "Don't worry, it is all being done by the two sons, the demoniac sons of Diti, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and that's why this whole earth is actually so much frightened now. What you are seeing, it is due to Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu." And this Brahmaji said they will be born as demons, and that's why this is all darkness is due to them. But nothing we can do, because this is plan of the Supreme Lord, and he will come and rescue us. So don't worry. There is nothing to become afraid. He also said that, and because everything is planned by Supreme Lord, so he will take care of it, and everybody had faith. All the demigods has faith in the Supreme Lord. So they were not worried. They completely became worry free. So they were fully relieved completely, and they returned to their heavenly planets at that time. So in this verse, actually, if you read like that, Maitreya is saying to Vidurji, what he's saying, Nisamya. Nisamya means upon hearing, when they heard Brahmaji saying that don't worry, go home. And Nisamya Gita. Gita means the explanation which was made by Brahmaji. And after they heard this, they say Karana. Karana means understanding the cause of darkness. So then Sankhya. Sankhya means the Sankha, their fear. Their fear was completely relieved. Ujjitaha. Ujjita means completely relieved from the fear. Then he says Tata. Tata means then. Sarve means all. They are left to their three divyaya, to their heavenly planets. So that's what this shloka says. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining here in the purport very, very nice point. So Prabhupada is writing that demigods who were denizens of higher planets also very much afraid of the incidents. So demigods also get scared. It's not like we are only in this material world, in this earthly planet, we are scared. Actually, demigods are also very fearful at that time. So all this, so he explains that the principle of material existence exists everywhere. It's not just in earthly planets. So what are the principles of material existence? The all four things, the fear, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunamcha. So these all four things, everywhere they exist. Even you go to all the upper lokas also, there are 7 upper planetaries and 7 lower planetary system. We are in Earth planet Bhu, and now above us is the Bhuvar, and then Swargalok, then Maharlok, Janlok, Tapalok, and Satyalok. Satyalok, also known as Brahmalok, or where Brahmaji resides. That is the topmost planet on this earthly planet, Earth, on this universe, actually, I should say. And then there are lower 7 planets: Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, then Rasatal, and then Patal Lok. So these 7 planets are under us, under this Earth planet. So everywhere, these 4 things, Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Methunam Cha, they stay there, they don't go away. Even though upper planets are much better, they're so, we think, we are very advanced, but upper planets is much more, they are much more comfortable. Even the lower planetary system, if you see where the Sutal Lok, where Bali Maharaj lives, that's also is known as, also is just like Swarga, actually. There are a lot of facilities there and very advanced techniques. So we actually don't have that technologically advanced. We are not technologically advanced, but still we think we are. But there is a very comfortable life in Swargalok. There are nice gardens and everybody singing and nice music and everything. So, but still, there too, there is Bhaya. Bhaya is present everywhere. That's why we are reading in this verse that all the demigods, the God is so scared after seeing this darkness and rain and clouds and thunders and all those things. So even this fear and everything is in the Swargalok also, Taplok, Janlok, Maharlok, everywhere. So this Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithun, they are the principle of the material existence. And they are everywhere in this material world. That's why the devotees, which are actually following the Vedic principles, they should make a plan that we want to exit from this material world. This is not a place for a gentleman, actually. We are suffering, but we don't understand. We get little happiness in between and we think, oh, I'm happy. Or we try to work so hard that I will get happiness, I will get happiness. But where is the happiness, actually? Happiness is nowhere. Happiness is only on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. If we take Krishna's shelter, then then real happiness will come. Otherwise, it's all useless. Shrama evahi kevalam. It's just hard labor, nothing else more than that. So we should make a exit plan. How I will exit from this material world, where I will go. So that should be our aim in this life. And if we follow that, because many times we see people even go to Swarga, but still these things, Har Nidra Bhaya Methunam Cham, here there too, and they will bother us there too. Or even we do little bhakti, not complete bhakti, so we cannot go to spiritual world. Then still we are then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you will be born in the aristocratic family, or we will get a birth in the family of a devotee. But still these 4 things will bother us. So we don't get relief from all these material troubles, material principles, unless we go to spiritual world. So devotees should be very determined, actually, that I have to get out of this. And for that, we should do proper devotional service. And we should be completely determined to get out of here. If we don't make plan, then how we will act on that? We have to make plan that how I am going to get out of here. Then only we can act on that. If we don't make plan, then it's very hard to even get out of here. So once we are determined, then we can work on that. And that, then we will not have any more birth here. Because we see all the time, there is some birthday going on in the temple. Also, we celebrate so many birthdays. In somebody's house, we celebrate. In Bhakti Vrakshas, we celebrate so many birthdays. Everybody has birthdays, and we celebrate it and we say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday you. But devotees say that, may you not take birth again, may you not take birth again. So what that mean? How we will not take birth? If we don't do serious bhakti, then we will get birth again here. So we have to make sure that we don't get birth again. So Srila Prabhupada, if you follow the instruction of Prabhupada is telling us that if we follow the instruction from Bhagavad Gita, then it is not very hard. It is not difficult to actually get out of here. Because many times it is just like, somebody comes in, unwanted people come and what the boss gets angry and he says, get out of here, like that, So actually, this material world is telling, get out of here. And we should try our best to get out. But we are still living in this one, we still want to enjoy this material world. So that's actually very bad for all of us. So if we don't follow the Vedic instructions or instruction given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad, so then it will be very difficult for us to exit this material world. The main thing for us is to follow the instruction properly and very seriously, and we should be determined then. That's another thing. So Krishna actually is showing in Bhagavad Gita how one can be trained to become Krishna conscious. He just tells like Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, and Mystic Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. So he tells different stages what you can do. So devotional service, he teaching us about devotional service, how I can do. And Prahlad Maharaj also, excuse me, in Srimad Bhagavatam, he is telling the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Iswaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dashyam, Sakhyam, and Atma Nivedanam. So there are this 9 Navada Bhakti, 9 process of Bhakti. So we should actually take seriously one of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, or all of them, whatever. Like Amrish Maharaj, he was following all 9 processes of Bhakti, very seriously. So whatever we want, 1 or 2 or 3, we should actually take it and follow it strictly in our life. So that way we can remember the Supreme Lord all 24 hours, every moment. So these demons we are seeing, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they were of course angry on the Lord, but they were thinking about the Lord. They were thinking how I can win them, how I can kill Lord. So like that, Kansa also was doing same thing. He was remembering Lord more than any devotee remembers, all the 24 hours, even in night time he was scared. But he was in other way, not favorable, unfavorably he was remembering Lord. But we have to remember Lord favorably. So how we can remember Lord 24 hours? So like yesterday, Balabhadra Prabhu in his class, Sunday class, he said, Rasoham apsu konteya prabhasmi sasu suryo. So that is the way we can remember Lord. When we see the sun, Sashi Suryo, that I am the light of the Shashi means the moon and the sun. So Krishna actually, so whenever we are seeing nice sunshine today, so we should remember Krishna, that this is coming from Krishna. The sun is getting the light, the power from the Supreme Lord. In night time when we see the full moon, we should remember that who is giving the power, Lord Krishna. When we drink water, rasoham, apsukonte, and the taste of water. So when we drink water, we should remember that this taste comes from Krishna. So that way we can remember Krishna. There's so many ways we can remember. We are working, we can stop work, every 1 hour or every 2 hour, whatever, and we can remember Krishna a little bit, for a few minutes, like while going to bathroom or coming back from bathroom, we can remember, we can chant little bit, like that, we can read little bit, 1 or 2 line, whatever, so that way, we are in constant touch with Krishna. That's what we have to do. Then Krishna will be very happy. So sometimes one may wonder how the taste of water is Krishna. Many times, we say when you drink water, you think about Krishna, but we have to read Bhagavad Gita and try to understand, that this everything to us is being provided by Lord Krishna. So it's not like Krishna is not giving. Where the water comes ultimately, So everything comes from Krishna, and Krishna is the light, he is the power. Many scientists, I heard a few years ago, they were saying that sun is giving so much power, so much light, so one day, it will finish, all the power will be finished, and it will be just like a mass, and it will fall down in somewhere, that's where they were thinking it will be all dark. That's where they were saying, but this is all wrong, because it's not sun, it's a Krishna who is providing the power, and Krishna's power, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadashate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. So the power of Krishna can never finish actually or reduce at all. He's all the time full of all the energies, and everybody, all of us, or everyone else, all the jiva souls, everybody is getting energy from Krishna. So how Krishna's energy can be finished? So that is the way one can think about Krishna. So the intelligent person who is Veda Vadarat. Veda Vadarat means he is the following the mantras of Vedas or mantras of Bhagavatam, like Prana Sarvesh, Sarva Vedeshu. So the Prana word, because where the Vedas came from? It came from Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So when Brahmaji wrote the Vedas, where he got the knowledge? He got knowledge from Vishnu, from Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu told him, the Pranav mantra, Om. The first word of the Pranav mantra is Om. So the Om came from Lord Vishnu, and from Om, from that Pranav mantra, Brahmaji actually wrote one Veda, and then he divided one Veda into 4 Vedas. So this all the Vedas came from Lord himself, So Lord is the beginning of all the mantras. We should know that. So Pranavaha Sarva Vedeshu, Krishna is saying that in the Bhagavad Gita. So Pranam, all the Vedas, all the spiritual knowledge actually comes from Krishna. And whatever smell, what we in this material world, we smell of the earth, smell of the flower, all the smell comes from Krishna. There are 2 kind of smell actually, good smell and bad smell. So when we go through these gutters, and then that's a very bad pungent smell, our garbage, the garbage truck, passes through us, we hear the great. But when we go to temple and we smell the agarbatti, the incenses and the itra, the fragrance, tulsi fragrance of chandan, then it's so nice smell, So this all smell, good or bad, everything comes from Krishna. So we have to follow authority, what Brahmaji is saying, that believe this is plan of Lord and he will do something good, so don't worry. So all the demigods listen to that, and they understood that Lord is doing this, so they became fearless and they went to there. But if something happens to same thing in this material world, is you approach somebody, even some holy person, and if he tells, that don't worry, it will be taken care, but you will have still doubt that this may be done, this may be not done. This guy is telling, he may be true or not. So that thing is not with the demigods. When Brahmaji, their authority, tells them something, they actually listen and they believe it. So we have to believe the authority, So in this material world, something happens like this, then we don't follow the authority. If something goes wrong, if we approach the authority tells something. So actually, we try to defy the authority. That's why Prabhupada is writing in the purport. He's saying that actually people defy. The difference between the demigods and the ordinary human being is that human being approach the authority, whereas the inhabitant of the earth defy the authority. So we have to learn from the demigods, how they were listening to their authority, Brahmaji. So anywhere we are in this material world, we are in the trouble actually. And that's why we see so many insurance companies, they promote themselves, that you will have flood and you will have fire. You buy this insurance or that insurance, But this insurance, actually, we have insurance of Lord Krishna as a devotee. That is the biggest insurance, that he will protect us in all the trouble. So nowadays, you see everywhere billboard about the, the, the attorneys and insurance industry and all those promoting themselves. So even in this material world, we can see Indra. Indra is also fearful actually. He is the king of demigods, still he is fearful. So this fear factor is everywhere. It's not only in this material world. It is everywhere. So Prabhupada is explaining in this verse, in this purport actually, that if we follow the instruction of the Lord from Bhagavad Gita, it will not be very difficult. Everything will be good. So we are seeing, this material science actually is promoting that you believe us, don't believe whatever is written in the Shastras. So problem actually in this material world will exist. Whatever the science say, problems will be there. We think we are so advanced. We make this smartphones and this and that. Now AI is going so strong, but are we more happier than before? Just think that. We are actually more miserable, much more miserable than what people were so happy before. Now people cannot even sleep, they are worried about so many things. And this shloka is actually about fear. We have so many fears in this material world. Even one has money, he's scared that tax authority will come, raid his business, this, that. So many. Even with the money, there are problems. And some thief will come or some dacoit will come, take all my money. So they are always afraid. They will keep, like, people have lot many properties in Vrindavan and all around, they have to have many people as their bodyguard, and they keep the guns there, and they walk with the 4 bodyguards, when they are walking. So people cannot even, if you have 1 or 2 houses, you cannot walk even in the streets. This is the problem. So this material world is not a happy place. So existence of problems are here. We have to accept that. And we cannot make any adjustment. Adjustment actually will not solve the problem. It's just like a patchwork. So we don't want to do any patchwork. Actually, we want to solve the problem properly. So sometimes even devotees, live in one temple and they think, that I'm not doing good in this temple. Let me go to other temple. But will the problem be solved? If I think, I'm here, this environment is not good for my bhakti, let me go to Vrindavan, or let me go to Mayapur or somewhere else. But we are the same person actually. Our difficulties, we think, by adjusting the place or time or circumstances, we can actually be improved, but it's just patchwork actually. We cannot. We have to take devotional service very seriously. Then only we can actually make improvement in devotional service, and that way ultimately we can go to Krishna. Otherwise, reaching Krishna is not that easy, but it can be done if we do seriously. It's not because we are unhappy because we don't think about Krishna all the time. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labhate param. So actually, we are a happy individual. Actually, we should be happy, but we should, and like demigods, we should not think too much and not kankshati. We should not be craving for something in this material world. We should just crave for Krishna and worry about Krishna. So that way, we have to think very high. Prabhupada all the time said, live simple living, high thinking. So that way, in spiritual world, we see there is no lamenting, there is no hankering. So we have to get the spiritual world, then they will not be worried about anything. There is no anxiety at all in the spiritual world. Yes, we are not worried what I'm going to eat tomorrow or where I'm going to learn. Live. So we see from Bhagavad Gita example of Arjuna, what he did actually. When he was inflicted with problem, he thought, that I'm killing, why I should kill my relatives. So he was on the bodily platform actually at that time. And he got morose and he said, sit down at the back of the chariot. And Krishna gave him the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And after that, he heard Krishna very attentively. And after that, what he said, Karishe Vachanam Tava. That it's not like, okay, I heard you, now whatever I want, I will do that. It's not like that. He said, Karishe Vachanam Tava. Means I will follow your words, what you said. So we have to see what Bhagavad Gita says. We have to follow that properly, not like make interpretation the way we want. It's not that way. That way is not good way. So that way we cannot improve. So we have to see that how the Arjun followed Krishna's instruction. We have to follow that way. So we think, sometime that some miracle will come, because I'm chanting and everything will be all right. So that kind of miracle will never happen actually. So when we come to the Krishna consciousness platform properly, then we can think that our problems are man-made. We think about those problems actually. They are not there. They can go away with Krishna's blessings actually. So my job is only to follow the authority. Because here we can see how they were demigods follow their authority, Brahmaji. So we have to follow the authority, whatever we hear from our guru. We have to follow our gurus and our seniors, pure bhaktas. There are so many in ISKCON. So we have to find one who can follow. And as Arjuna says, Karishe Vachanantava, we have to follow their words. And that way, if we follow Krishna's words, then we will be happy. So Arjuna is telling, my dear Lord, whatever you are instructing me, I will follow it. So it's not like we put the instruction on the basket and leave it there. It's not like that. We have to follow them very, very seriously. Like whenever there is problem, actually we should go to supervisor or who is the senior person, and like their authority, whoever immediate authority, we should go. Like demigods we are seeing here going to Brahmaji, and then Brahmaji actually all went. He saw that Lord is planning like that, and Lord told Brahmaji, and then Brahmaji is telling to all the demigods that go back to your home, nothing to worry, and immediately everyone followed that. So we have to follow that way. How the demigods follow Brahmaji, their authority, because the problem only in this material world is people are not following the authority, and that's why all the problems are coming. So we can see in this verse that Maitreya is saying here that the demigods who were the inhabitant of higher planets. So there are so many higher planets on the top of Earth planet, and they all actually they were freed from all the fear upon hearing the cause of darkness. So when they heard the cause of darkness is due to the demons, which Krishna will take care, then the explanation was given by Brahmaji, then they were relieved. So it's written in the purport that Brahmaji, who was born from Vishnu. So let us see something about Brahmaji, that how the Brahmaji came. So if we see that Brahmaji was born from the navel of Lord Garbhodakshai Vishnu. who comes from Mahavishnu. So Garbhodaksha Vishnu lying down in Garbhodak ocean, and from his navel the sprouts a kamalnal, the lotus stem, and on the top of lotus stem, which is very, very billions of miles long, and on the top of the lotus there is a lotus flower, and on the lotus flower Brahmaji comes, So actually he directly comes from Vishnu, and that's why we say him self-born or Swayambhu. So because Brahma has no mother, no father, he just comes from on the top of the never, and that stem comes from Lord Vishnu. So he's known as Swayambhu, that's why. And he received knowledge, all the knowledge of Vedas and everything from Lord himself. So actually Lord himself gives all the knowledge to Brahmaji, and then we are in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So actually whatever knowledge we are reciting or reading or discussing, this all comes from Lord Brahma, from the Brahmaji. And Brahmaji got that knowledge from so Brahma Madhva Sampradaya actually comes from Brahmaji. So there is still some time, but I will end here, and we can discuss few things. Of course, there is enough time. So let us see if somebody has any question, comments. We can discuss about it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anybody has any comments or question?
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice class. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhu said we can understand Krishna just by understanding Bhagavad Gita. So I know whatever we see, we have to see, like Krishna said, like you say, taste water, the light, the sun. Sun is my eyes, and the moon. So is there more of that remind us of Krishna on Bhagavad Gita?
It is just the way to actually remember Krishna 24 hours. It's not, we have to do our devotional service also. It's not like just seeing the sun, because somebody may go to seashore, and sit down in the sun and say, I'm remembering Krishna, like that. But we have to do our devotional service also. So it's just like remembering him, like when we drink water, we should remember that this comes from Krishna, or see the sunshine or moonshine. That's just examples actually. But we have to do all the devotional service. We have to bathe the Lord, and we have to decorate him, do his darshan, and think about him. So this is just thinking process of how we can think about Krishna 24 hours. But there are so many other ways, as Prahlad Maharaj described, so many different Navada Bhakti Pata. So we can do any of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, So there are so many, we can add up to 1 or 2, but whatever we do, we have to do very seriously and sincerely, with great determination, great effort, then it will be all possible. Anybody else? Otherwise, we will end here. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.